Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Liv Cruzat and this is my very first YouTube video. So we'll see if this becomes a thing or if I'm just boring people, then I'm probably gonna stop. But I decided to create this channel and video because I consume a lot of content and I feel like I've kind of ran out of the type of content that I want to consume. And I'm always in the belief that when you want something and it's not out there, then you should create it. So I've decided to create this and share some of my stories with you guys. And you know, this channel will probably be about a lot of different things. But the first thing I wanted to talk about with you guys is just my experience with astral projection. So I had my first astral projection experience, and a big reason why I wanted to create this as well is I tried to astral project for a very long time without being able to, because I had watched, videos about, how easy it is, and everyone talks about how easy all this stuff is. And it's not easy, okay? I'd like to just start there. It is not easy. I started trying to astral project about 3 years ago now, and I got to the vibrational state that you hear people talk about. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to explain astral projection. There's plenty of videos out there and content out there to explain it, so you guys can find those. And since you found my video, you probably know what it is. But I got to the vibrational state, and that was as far as I could get for a very long time. And I kind of just gave up. I was like, you know what, whatever. Maybe I just suck, and maybe I'm not as enlightened and, whatever as I think I am. And that's part of the reason why I want to share this as well, is it is not easy, okay? It takes time, first of all, and effort. I had been meditating, I had been listening to binaural beats, I had been doing everything, but it's not like it typically happens like this. I think you're probably pushing too hard to do it, which is something I was doing. I think I was wanting for it to happen so bad that it was preventing me from actually being able to do it. And then I think I also wasn't in the right place in my spiritual journey to actually be able to do it. So, I actually stopped trying, and by the time it actually happened, I wasn't trying, but I had been listening to binaural beats every night, and I was meditating daily. And, I think that's just the hard truth, is that it's not gonna just come with just one try, and don't think that it's not real just because it doesn't come. I was under the, bucket of, I want to see it to believe it. I believe it, but I want to experience it until I really believe it. But yeah, once I stopped trying so hard, and once I stopped trying to putting so much pressure on myself to do it, to, make sure that I knew it was real, then it actually happened organically. And yeah, I wanted to share that with people, because they think, it's okay if you're trying and it's not happening. It does take effort. It takes meditation. It takes being in a great spiritual place. It takes, you even preemptively to this, I had been feeling signs of me kind of going through even more of a spiritual awakening. I think it did start a few years ago when I first was starting to try, but my spiritual awakening was just happening quicker, and there was signs of it. I was getting 11:11 everywhere. I was just having weird things happen to me. I was getting to the vibrational state a lot easier, and it takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes patience, and it takes you not giving up as well. So, or I guess in this case I did give up and it happened, so I don't know. But I didn't give up on my spiritual journey, and I wasn't doing it just to astral project. I was doing it to become a better person and to understand, why we are on this planet and why we are on this journey of life. And I think that's important. So don't lose hope, and don't put so much pressure on yourself to do it. Know that it will happen if you are doing it for the right reasons, and you're doing other things on your spiritual enlightenment and journey. But now to the story time, and I'm sorry for the long intro. I said if I created this, I would be very short and to the point with my videos. But first one, I'll get better. So story time. So I was listening to binaural beats. I live in New York with my boyfriend and our dog, and we were laying in bed, and I think I did fall asleep. So a lot of times people say you can't fall asleep, but I think I did fall asleep because I woke up into basically my body. It felt like I was just floating, but I couldn't, I was floating so quickly and uncontrollably backwards and out of my body that I didn't know what was happening. I was like, whoa, what's happening? And then I realized I was astral projecting. And then by the time I got almost to my closet, so I didn't actually hit the wall, but I, in terms of distance to my bed, I could tell it was almost in my closet. I snapped back into my body and woke back up. I think because I just got so excited that it was finally happening. And when that happened, then I was like, oh my God, get me back out there again. I'm gonna do it again. So I just immediately went into my meditation and calm place, and I snapped back into it so quickly, which I was really impressed with. I was just able to do it very easily after this time, after, you know, having tried so many times years before to do it, that I could just easily get back into it after snapping back into my body. And then this time I actually knew what was kind of going on, so I had a little bit more control over my body, but I did fall back into my door and through my door, and it was the weirdest experience because it's not like what you would see when you see like Ghost, for example, where he just kind of, you know, can move his hands in and out of things. I don't know, for those of you who have seen that movie, it's kind of an old 80s movie. I know my boyfriend had never seen it, but kind of what you would picture with a ghost, like you think it's just like in and out. It wasn't like that. It was very strange because it was like I could feel the layers of the wall, and I could feel them kind of contorting to my body in a way, but like I was still moving through it. Like it's such an impossible feeling to explain, and it was just like you feel the layers of the wall, like you feel yourself kind of, it feels like you're going through a dimension or something. So then that happened, and then I'm pretty sure I was in a different dimension. I mean, look, I don't know, but I wasn't in my apartment anymore once I made it out of the wall. And I hadn't looked back to see like my boyfriend or anything. But I was in a different hallway. Kind of felt like an old church or something, but there was hallways. So maybe like a church office or something. That's kind of what it felt like. And I made it through there, and then I heard like steps coming, and it just freaked me out because I didn't know who or what I was gonna see, and I knew I wasn't in this dimension because I would have seen like outside of my door would have been my apartment, and it wasn't my apartment. It led to a church hallway. So it freaked me out and snapped me right back into my body again. And then I was like, oh my God, I gotta do this again. Like, I need to go explore. This is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. So I do it again. I get back into my meditative place and try to astral project again, and I quickly pop out again. And this time, again, I think I was in a different dimension because this time I popped out of the window, and the window is even a weirder feeling of like going through, because like I think because it's clear, like you can kind of see it contorting, but then you pushing through. Again, a very hard feeling to explain. And in this place, it was daylight, and you know, obviously this was happening at night. I guess not, obviously it could have been early morning, but it was happening at night. I'm pretty sure. But in this dimension, it was daylight, and I was like outside of what kind of looked like a house, and I actually see this woman, and you know, when you're astral projecting, you're floating, like you're not walking. And I see this woman, and and she looks friendly, and she's like carrying like grocery bags or something. And I actually say hi to her. And I was super enthusiastic. I was just like, hi. And apparently I just freaked her the fuck out. The hell out? Can I not say that on YouTube? I don't know. And she just drops her bags, like looks at me terrified, and just sprints. And I talked out loud to myself and just was like, oh, I guess I scare people. And then I thought about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm fucking floating. And if like she can actually see me in this dimension, like that's probably fucking weird for her. So yeah, it freaked her out. And then I snapped back into my body after that, and then I slept for the rest of the night. So that was my first astral projection experience. That was the whole story. Nothing super crazy happened. I wasn't able to go explore the world or anything, but you know, I think I kept freaking myself out / getting too excited. But it was really interesting because that woman, by the way, she didn't fully look human. Like, she looked mostly human, but she just looked a little different. Like, I don't know, it was weird. And now people are gonna say it was probably a dream, but I'm 100,000% positive it was astral projecting and not just like a lucid dream. But she kind of had this look. I don't know how many of you guys have seen the Goofy movie. I'm probably a little older than some YouTubers. She kind of had that look of like, you know how they make all the characters in Goofy look kind of human-like rather than dog-like. but she didn't look like a dog. She just looked, it's kind of hard to explain, like kind of mousy, kind of dog-like, but just more human-like than anything, like by far, but just slightly different than a humanoid. So it was really interesting. But yeah, that's my story. I have a lot more stories I could tell. I could also talk to you guys about, you know, some of the things I've done to be on this journey and some of the things I've done to be able to access these types of things. So I'm happy to share that. Just let me know if this is actually interesting, if you enjoyed my story time. And, you know, also let me know what type of content you guys would like if you are out there commenting. It's my very first video, so I don't know, I'll probably have like maybe 3 people in the world who will watch it. I mean, I'm sure my sister is, so thanks, sis. But yeah, subscribe, follow, and then I'll know that you're actually enjoying it. And trust me, I will create more content if you guys like it. If not, I'll zip it. But love to you all, and I wish you the best on all your journeys. And I'd love to explain a little bit about myself at some point. So maybe my next video will be a little bit about me, so you guys can just get to know me a little bit more. But yeah, curious to hear your thoughts, and would love to hear from you guys. Much love.